New York City is showing off for our next guest.
Yes.
It is a beautiful day. Feels very crisp and autumnal.
It's beautiful.
It's part of October. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and our next guest is a former Miss USA and Miss America contestant who made headlines 7 years ago when she decided to undergo a double mastectomy at the young age of 24 to prolong her life and avoid breast cancer.
Yeah, and now she's on a mission to spread the message of the importance of preventative health care by creating a platform to help others navigate their decisions before and after a mastectomy. So please welcome Miss Allyn Rose. Good morning. Thanks for taking the time to be with us.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
We just glossed over that like it was, oh, and pass me the salt. A double mastectomy, you're 24. What was the thinking and the emotions that you were going through?
So my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer at 27, a really aggressive stage 3 breast cancer. And after learning about her diagnosis, I realized it wasn't just her, it was my grandmother, my great aunt, almost every woman on both sides of my family had lost their lives to this disease.
Wow.
And I said, I don't want that to be me. I was 16 when I lost my mom, and I didn't want my little girls to spend their lives without me. So it was a easy decision to make, but you know, a very challenging one, I think, for most women.
Wow, you were only 16 when your mom passed away, and then 2 years after that, wasn't it your dad that kind of brought the subject up to you about this?
Yeah, he was a little crass, I'll say. He brought up the idea, and I said, Dad, I'm a late bloomer. I just got these things. Last thing I want to do is, you know, change my body like that. And he said, you're going to end up dead, 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 just like your mom.
Wow.
And that was a little offensive to me in the moment, but I think I realized the wisdom in what he was trying to say. He wanted me to be alive, and he knew that I needed to have that long-term perspective. And it really did create a shift in my mind. I said, okay, I want to be here. I want to be alive, and what can I do to take preventive steps based on my family history, based on my genetic makeup, to be here for my future husband and my future children, and for myself.
And for yourself. I want to assume that since you had lost your mom to breast cancer, you had some semblance of an understanding of the breast cancer community, and I wonder what that was like in your decision making and then moving forward after that.
Yeah, so cancer was always a word in my household growing up, but I knew my mom as a cancer survivor and not a cancer patient. So when she was diagnosed, I was 12 years old, and really navigating that as a young person coming into my femininity and my womanhood. It was a very challenging time, but I feel so grateful now to have this incredible platform to speak to my generation and to other women, and to teach them that there are things they can do to help prevent cancer or to catch it as early as possible.
Right. Yeah, and now you have 2 daughters.
That's right.
So you kind of have an unconventional journey to even having your children.
Yes.
Right? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I carry a rare mutation that increases my likelihood of developing cancer, and this is something that's killed multiple family members. And I said, I don't want that for my girls. And I underwent IVF with genetic testing, and they were able to eliminate the embryos that carried that gene mutation.
Wow.
And so this sad legacy of people dying ends with me. It's going to make me choke up every time I think about it. My little girls will never have to worry about this because of the power of IVF and genetic testing, and what a gift that was. And so now I have an 11-month-old and a 3.5-year-old. The 11-month-old is in the back here.
Beautiful, beautiful little girl.
Yeah, it's just, I feel so grateful that I have had the opportunity to really own my power in prevention, and to not only do that for me, but to allow my little girls to have that too.
Wow, that is a remarkable story. Really, truly.
Thank you.
You created a platform. Can you tell us about it? Previvor.
The Previvor, yes. So, you know, we always hear survivor or thriver for women in the breast cancer community, but a Previvor is someone who survives a predisposition to cancer. So whether you carry a gene mutation, or maybe you have a strong family history like I did, there are steps that you can take, whether it's having excess screening or it's having a preventative surgery like me. You can take your risk from 87%, like someone who has a breast cancer gene mutation, down to 1%, 2%.
Wow.
I like those odds, and I wanted that for me. So I knew that was the right step. The Previvor is one of the first platforms ever that existed, strictly based to educate women on their options for prevention. So anyone out there that wants to learn, they want to know what those choices are, how do I do screening, what if I need to have a surgery, it's all packed in the Previvor, easily digestible, you know, nice place to visit.
Yeah, I mean, and even if it isn't hereditary, it's so important for us to take preventative measures.
People think that everyone that has cancer has a gene link, and that's not true. Only 10% of women who are diagnosed with breast cancer have a gene mutation. So 90% of people out there, no family history, no mutation. So everyone needs to know practical tips that they can to prevent cancer or to know when it's there as early as possible.
Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure, and I'm just so grateful to have this platform and to allow women the opportunity to learn what they can do to take control of their own health.
You give so many women hope. So thanks for sharing your story with us.
Thanks for having me.